What is going on, everyone? How you doing? Ian Paul here with another career mode video, episode number 12 for round number 11, the German Grand Prix, season 1 with Sportscore Racing Point. If you did miss the last one, go check it out, because spoiler, last lap was mental. Something that's not a spoiler is that we got another failure. I think it was a chassis failure that failed. We'll get some rain in qualifying, so that will be a good development update. We're developing very nicely compared to Renault, and there is the development, so far. So Toro Rosso, the worst of everyone, as opposed to everyone around them. So let's have a look. So we got the durability upgrade, that was good. We got that chassis, but we didn't get that. Boo. So now that opens up the powertrain as well. I think we should go for that. Don't tell anyone, but we need that for Italy. Shh. I think if we go for that for Italy, we can get tons. Those other three, if we can organise ourselves an absolute busting contract at Hungary, we can get those three at Russia, no problem. So, let's see what we can do. So we can go for some more upgrades to the chassis, I think. But I think first things first, if we develop that, then that'll be in for the Hungarian Grand Prix, which is where we want it anyway. We can't do much with the aero. We may have to leave some of these ultimate aero upgrades for the end of the season. We shall see. Can't promise anything, but we'll certainly see, because we don't know if we're going to get a development R&D reset or not yet. That'll be announced pretty soon, I think. But we're certainly going to be looking into getting a lot of stuff. Certainly heading into season 2. So yeah, that's where we stand here now. As far as this is concerned, well, we'll go into that later. But championship-wise, Lewis Hamilton and Valtteri Bottas tied for the lead on 170 points, followed by myself in third, just a point ahead of Sebastian Vettel. Charles Leclerc, Max Verstappen, Pierre Gasly, Sergio Perez, Devon Butler and Nico Hülkenberg round out your top 10 in points. In the constructors, Mercedes are almost 100 points ahead of Ferrari now. We're third with the Racing Point team, Red Bull fourth. Renault, Haas, McLaren and Alfa Romeo are off the point with 2 points thanks to Kimi Raikkonen's finish in 9th place finish in Silverstone. So that means only 5 drivers have yet to score. Antonio Giovinazzi and the 2 Williamses of George Russell, and Robert Kubica and the 2 Toro Rossos of Alex Albon and Danny Kvyat, which I'm sure that will be shown momentarily. There we go. So them guys yet to get off the mark. So qualifying should be interesting around Germany, but we're going to get practiced, we're going to get qualified, and on the other side of this conversation, we'll see you guys for the German Grand Prix.
Good afternoon and welcome to a place that is very special to us all in the Formula One community. It's the Hockenheimring, home of the German Grand Prix. Always good for a close scrap is Hockenheim. Think back to Alonso, Ricciardo, Vettel as recently as 2014, and I'm expecting some more strong racing today. With average lap speeds of around 130 miles per hour, the Hockenheimring is a quick circuit with a lap distance of 2.8 miles, around 17 corners. The main DRS zone through Parabolica leads into the hairpin for the best overtaking opportunity on the track. Joining me for today's race once again is Anthony Davidson. Now, I want to ask you about Lando Norris. They're still relatively new to a sport which does have a high learning curve and, of course, little tolerance for mistakes.
That's right, it is a difficult environment to come into. In junior categories, you're competing against drivers with similar levels of experience. But some of these guys in Formula One have been there for over a decade. But I have to say, in this case, it's so far so good.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Sebastian Vettel will start on pole, Fantastic qualifying from the multiple world champion, with Charles Leclerc alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Bottas, Max Verstappen, Poole, Ricciardo, Gasly, Perez, and Kimi Raikkonen, Grosjean, Butler, Robert Kubica, and Giovinazzi, Norris, Hülkenberg, Lucas Faber, and Alexander Albon, Kvyat, and George Russell ends our grid lineup. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
This is our engine supplier's home Grand Prix. Let's give them a race worth watching.
So, we're on the grid now. P6. Thank you very much, says myself. And to be fair, we managed to get through the first stage of the wet qualifying. Don't ask me how we did. But we did. But it should be a good strategy today. One stop off the softs onto the mediums. If I want to go a little slower, softs onto the hards would work, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. I don't think there'll be too much of a difference anyway. Well, only a 7-second difference, but I think I can make the hard tyres work there. So, yeah, it's going to be a good race. So, let's get to it. Let's hope we can get another podium. Be nice if we could get another podium, folks. So here we go then, folks, for the running of the German Grand Prix here in season number 1. 5 red lights are on, 5 red lights are out, and it's lights out, and away we go. And it's a fantastic start at the front of the field for the 2 Ferraris. We didn't get a good start at all, but we go round the outside of everybody. How do you like that start? See, we can do round the outside, make that work. Excuse me, Bottas. I remember you like to bang into me a bit of time, so I'll give it you a bit in back. So we're in P4. Thank you very much. Goodbye. See you later. Sayonara. But that might not be the end of it as we go down to turn number 5. 1, 2, 3. I think it's turn number 5. I don't know. We're side by side with Valtteri Bottas. They're all squabbling behind me for whatever position they can. We'll just escort Mr. Bottas to the outside of the track. Thank you very much. You can deal with that Red Bull, which I think is the man Gasly. And there goes Bottas. Get out of the way. Coming through. Thank you. Sayonara. P number 4 for us, and it's looking pretty good as we go to the 2 red Toro Rossos fighting each other. That is Danny Kvyat and Alex Albon. It's Albon taking Kvyat into the stadium section, but Kvyat's going to hold his nose there, and P18 will be along to the tie, Alexander Albon, as we come round to start lap number 2. The first 3 are getting away from us already. We've got who is that the man Gasly? No, that is Verstappen. He's just been passed by Bottas into turn 1. That was a bit rude on Valtteri's part. Speaking of a bit rude, here comes Perez. Excuse me, how you doing? there's a really naughty move right there. Perez tried to go around the outside of Verstappen. That wasn't going to work. We'll stay with it down to the hairpin. Look at that view from the back of the Red Bull car as the Mercedes powering that racing point absolutely annihilates him. And round the outside we'll go. Well, Perez is up a position. It may be one more position for Nico Hülkenberg here. Now that's Daniel Ricciardo, I do apologise, on Verstappen. The Honda's got nothing. That move used to work last season, but they're still side by side into Mercedes corner. And now down towards the stadium section. It looks like Verstappen's going to keep that position. No, they're still side by side. I think they're going to have to give now. And thank you very much. Into the stadium section, Verstappen will keep P7 from Daniel Ricciardo. Meanwhile, we're trying to give chase to these 3 knuckleheads at the front here. But I don't think we've got the pace. We're going to have to be reliant on a little bit of luck here, folks, today. As Sebastian Vettel sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. His home crowd absolutely going crazy at the thought of the German in the race lead. As Giovinazzi starts going backwards. Nico Hülkenberg coming through. Thank you very much, says Hülkenberg. He may be at the whim of Lando Norris there, I do believe that is, who's under attack from Alex Albon. That's a bit naughty on Giovinazzi's part. We'll come back to that later as Devon Butler and Kimi Raikkonen resume Britain hostilities. Haas, Ferrari against Ferrari, Haas against Alfa Romeo, and Devon Butler around the outside, sweet as you like, and it looks like Weber in his home Grand Prix is going to take advantage of Kimi Raikkonen. Thank you very much, says the German. In fact, no, that is Lando Norris. I do apologise. They've got to come up with better ways of identifying some of these drivers as they go into Mercedes corner. And it looks like Kimi Raikkonen's trying to hang out Lando Norris, but Lando's not having any of it, and he'll move ahead of Kimi Raikkonen to move Lando into P11. Now back to Giovinazzi. That's Weber, Albon, Kvyat. You could probably include George Russell in there somewhere. Look at that. They're side by side. They're almost 3 wide at the back for last place. That is incredible racing, folks. This is the improved AI for Germany, and this is what we like to see. Weber gets ahead of Giovinazzi. Speaking of what we like to see, this was, well, I don't know what that was, but here we go. Into the pits we come. We're coming in a lap earlier than we should. We should come in on lap 4. We're coming in on lap 3. We're going to try this undercut, folks, because I have a horrible feeling this undercut is a powerful beast. Certainly around Germany and last year's game it was a powerful beast. Let's see if it's an even bigger beast around this circuit today as we come out the pit lane. And we're on to lap number 4. Thank you very much. Whew. Honestly, it all happens around some of these circuits here as Kubica tries to defend from Nico Hülkenberg. That's not going to work. Kubica, oh, bit of banging wheels there. That was naughty on Hülkenberg's part as Hamilton starts lining up Charles Leclerc for P2. If these two keep fighting, the undercut's going to bring me right on their doorstep, and that's what we like. We like it when we are on their doorstep. Hamilton tries around the outside, but Leclerc is going to keep P2 for the time being. And speaking of for the time being, Lando Norris is going to size up Kimi Raikkonen for P10. Lando wants another point, and I think, well, Raikkonen was around the outside of him with no problem. As Albon goes down the inside of Antonio Giovinazzi, got Kvyat and George Russell. This is all for P15. P15? Are you sure? Oh, look at that 3 wide. They split him. That's incredible. It looks like Russell's done the pair of them. That's utterly nuts. Is that us in the background? That should actually be for P16, not P15. There, but yeah, that is crazy. So we're now back live. That was obviously recorded beforehand. So yeah, that was a P16, not P15, as I said. As we go to the front of the field, Lewis Hamilton's going to have another go at Charles Leclerc. He's going to try the inside of the hairpin this time. Oh, that's done even before we get to the hairpin. Charles Leclerc loses P2 to Lewis Hamilton as we see Ricciardo having a look at Max Verstappen. I thought Max would be in DRS zone by now, but it's Ricciardo in DRS. Oh, Verstappen gives him the old squeezeroo. But you got to wake up a day later, the dollar short, to even try that move on Ricciardo. Ricciardo up into P6, ahead of both of his old teammates. That's going to do him the world of good as Kubica and Weber fight for P14. Weber is coming through this field pretty quickly, folks. Don't be surprised if that's not Kubica, that's Giovinazzi. What the hell was I writing there? Actually, no, sorry, that was Raikkonen and Norris. I do apologise. This is Kubica and Giovinazzi. Sorry, Kubica and Weber. But do not be surprised if Weber ends up in the points today. Because Weber has been on it from the word go. Well, he would be. This is home Grand Prix. As these knuckleheads here, P16 to P19, George Russell, Alex Albon, Danny Kvyat, and Antonio Giovinazzi. Looks like, oh, that's side-by-side synchronised Toro Rossos. In effect, Albon past Russell. Giovinazzi's going to hold on, I think, to Kvyat. No, he's not. So move the Toro Rossos up a position to 16 and 18 respectively. As one of the Mercedes pit, I imagine that's Hamilton, yes. So let's see, is this undercut as powerful as I do believe it is? Because if it is, we've got Hamilton here. He's into his garage of 22 men holding lots of rubber. And off and away he goes. There's nothing worse than you arriving to see 22 men holding rubber. Especially if it's fresh rubber. Now, where are we? We're somewhere in this gaggle. There we are. No, we're at the back of this train. So Hamilton is actually come out right into traffic here. As Verstappen and Ricciardo resume hostilities. Now this is for P5 now that Hamilton's pitted. They said retired then. Well, everyone wishes Hamilton would retire, but he doesn't. So side by side, down to the hairpin they'll go. Honda against Renault. It looks like the man Gasly's going to have a go at Ricciardo as well. And that move's going to be done a day late and a dollar short. They've both done Danny Ricciardo for breakfast here, but it looks like Ricciardo's going to come back on the man Gasly. Except Gasly's got the run. He's going to get him through the hairpin to Mercedes corner. Yes, he is. So move Gasly up into P6. As we go to George Russell and Lewis Hamilton. This is for P15. Mercedes on Mercedes violence here. Whoa! Russell's almost put Hamilton in the grass. That was very naughty. Let's not forget, George Russell is the Mercedes development driver here. Williams got him. Mercedes got him this drive with Williams. He wants to remember if he wants to be part of that team next season. He won't be because I'll be there. And looks like we're going to try and get Giovinazzi here. A bit too far back. Ah, what the hell? Let's throw one in there. Yep, that'll do. Thank you. Yeah, that's what we think of Giovinazzi and his dumbass driving. Speaking of dumbass driving, whoa, that's live. That is live, and that is us passing both Kubica and Albon, I believe that was. As here comes Leclerc, he's got Bottas behind him, Perez is behind him. That was Kvyat and Russell we passed. We're in P16 here. Looks like Leclerc's going to get out no problems as one of the Red Bulls comes in. Wow, that Mercedes has been done over there. If Perez can get past Bottas, that way yes he does. Well done. And look at this, here comes the undercut, giving us an absolute run under Leclerc if we want it. Well, I would say we want it as one of the top. Whoa, look at, there we go. Boom! Hello. How you doing there, Mr. Toro Rosso? We're banging wheels with Alex Albon. That's P8 for us as Danny Ricciardo and Max Verstappen continue their fight. This is now for P2 on the track. It's not going to be for P2 eventually. It's probably going to be for some else, and Ricciardo's got that done with the greatest of ease. My God. Now, what's Leclerc going to do here? Leclerc is nowhere near Hamilton. We're nowhere near Leclerc. Or are we near him? Gone for the big one down the inside. Oh, bit of contact on the wing. We've run wide. And we've maintained. We've got P2 and an absolute epic dive bomb. How do you explain some of these dive bombs? As Perez goes past Giovinazzi for P11. That was quite easy, as a matter of fact. And he might not be the only one as Alex Albon gets passed by George Russell. Here, that's for P9. That happened just behind us, actually. So everything's all out of sync here. And speaking of out of sync, Kimi Räikkönen and Devon Butler resuming for P15. And it looks like you're going to have... Yeah, it looks like it's going to be taken to school here is Mr. Butler. Side by side down to turn number 6. And Räikkönen, look at the traction Räikkönen's got. So we're back live with us now on lap number 7. As we come through to start lap number 8. And right behind us, Kimi Räikkönen and Devon Butler. This is live. Resume hostilities over P... I imagine that's now P9 now that a lot of people are starting to pit. They're still going to come right out into trouble. Oh, look at that. Renault get in the mix. I think that's Danny Rick. So Verstappen might have pitted as well. As Butler and Ricciardo continue this fight down to turn 5. Looks like Hülkenberg's got himself a piece of Räikkönen. And move him into P11. So Hülkenberg, everyone is having a good race here. That's what we like to see. We like to see this kind of good competitive racing. Because it brings out the best in quite a lot of people. It's the best for business. That's all you need to say. It's completely the best for business. But round the stadium section we go. Lap number 8. We're going to need a drink here. Time out, folks. We're going to need a drink. We're going to open up our can of Pepsi Max here. And we're in P3.
Gap to car in front is
as the rain starts to fall outside of my establishment. That's some good stuff right there. Speaking of good stuff, Lando Norris passing George Russell. Well, no, it's Kubica, sorry. That's for P15 as Leclerc and Perez. Now, I wonder if in us tapping Leclerc, which was an accidental tap, did we cause some wing damage to Charles Leclerc? He's going to defend like mad from Perez, but if not, Perez is on for 4th place here. Force India could get a free 4 out of this. And they're going to get a free 4. Thank you very much, sir. As Danny Rick and Devon Butler resume for P9. Down to the hairpin. This is your mate. Oh! Butler almost got put on the grass and then lost it trying to get past the outside of Ricciardo. That's not going to work, is it, Devon? If you make it work, I'll give you the money myself. Haha, it didn't work. You're going to get to do better than that on Ricciardo, my friend. As Kubica and Norris continue for P15. Where is... oh, there's Norris. Kubica, wow. Wow, that's that Mercedes engine, folks. Mercedes are on home soil, and we will take advantage no matter what. As Giovinazzi and Albon resume for P18. Giovinazzi down the inside. That's job done, I think. The car in last place, I do believe, is Roman. No, it's not. It's the other Toro Rosso. As Ricciardo, the Renault engine decides to give up the ghost. What unlucky for him there, as he tries to retire. And oh my God, Ricciardo's just been assassinated. Grosjean's just assassinated him. What the hell? Oh, he's just you're there. You're just walking along. Oh, excuse me, bump. There you go. Thank you very much.
0.5 seconds.
What on earth happened there, folks? Roman Grosjean assassinates Daniel Ricciardo. And not for the first time either. That someone has said that. But we're just cruising along here. P3 still. We got a healthy gap over Sergio. So if we can bring this home for a 3-4, what a result this would be for the Racing Point team. I think that would be absolute result as Raikkonen and Grosjean continue for P11, and it looks like Grosjean's going around the outside of Raikkonen, and thank you very much. That might be job done. That should be job done. And move Grosjean up a position. That's Lucas Weber right behind them, I do believe. As Giovinazzi and Alex Albon continue this now for P17. Looks like that Honda's got some legs on that Ferrari for some reason, and yes, that should be job done. It is job done. Move Alex Albon up a position as we go through the yellow flag where Ricciardo is. I should say where Ricciardo was assassinated by Roman Grosjean. As cold assassinations go, that was probably as cold as I've ever seen. You retire from the race and then you just get your front wheel lobbed off for the hell of it. That was in some way a little bit funny. And a little bit happy. A little bit hilarious as well, I should admit. Not for the Aussies, of course. If you are Australian, feel free to leave any comments you feel like for Roman Grosjean. As Leclerc is fighting off, that looks like Bottas and Verstappen. Bottas and Verstappen are side by side here. P5. They're for P6. This is for P5. They could be 3 wide down into the hairpin if they're not careful. There goes Verstappen. He's passed Bottas already. Give him some of Charles Leclerc as well round the outside. Thank you very much. P5 in the space of 2 corners. But here comes Leclerc. He wants a bit more. Oh, that was a bit rude side-by-side action. But it looks like he's got his man and moved Max Verstappen up into P5 ahead of Charles Leclerc as we go back to... is that Devon Butler? No, that is not Devon Butler. That is Nico Hülkenberg. No. I'll get him right eventually. That was Kubica and Norris for P14, sorry. This is Hülkenberg and Butler for P9. It looks like Hülkenberg's got his man here. Devon Butler's going to have to relent to P9 and he's in the last points position. Mr. Smugface is getting his arse handed to him as Grosjean and Raikkonen resume for P11. This is a good fight between the Ferrari junior teams, the Alfa Romeo and the Haas. I would say Rich Energy, but Rich Energy are off that car now. see how that goes down to the next corner, turn 6, and it looks like that's job done. As speaking of fights that continuing, Giovinazzi and Albon for P17. Albon almost forces Giovinazzi off the fit track, but Gio's got his man and move him into P17 ahead of the man Alexander Albon. But meanwhile, coming to start lap number 12, we're still third. Perez is still fourth. Leclerc won't be sixth for much longer. I've got a feeling he's going to be passed by somebody into that's Bottas, sorry, into turn 1, and Bottas barges his way through. Leclerc is like the XFL he hate me today. Everyone's bumping into Charles Leclerc. Charles is going to have to get the big boy pants on, I think, because if he doesn't, he's going to be in a hell of a lot of trouble, and a hell of a lot of trouble very quickly. Because at Ferrari, you're expected to perform. And don't get me wrong, he's performing, but sometimes his car's not, as we go to. I think that's Hülkenberg and Butler resuming for P9. Certainly is. And is Hülkenberg going to defend from the young British F2 champion? He certainly is. He's going to keep defending that down to turn 6. And job done. That's defence well made as Raikkonen and Grosjean resume for P11. It's no use fighting for P11. There's no points on offer for 11th. You got to go get Devon Butler if you want that point, Kimi. Which is why you should leave Grosjean alone now and leave him to the devices of Lucas Weber. As we come through the last corner to start lap number 13 of the German Grand Prix. 6.6 seconds behind Hamilton, 3.2 to Sergio Perez. So we're gapping Sergio, we're not gaining on Hamilton. It might be time to turn everything down, save it all for the Hungarian Grand Prix. That would be my suggestion, and that would probably be the best for everyone. Because if not, we're going to end up with the combined total of Jack you know what. As my phone continues to go off with notifications about the snooker tournament that I'm in. If they want me there badly, they can have me there badly, but I'm doing content for the YouTube channel. My F1 2019 fans deserve content. As we go to Kimi and Grosjean. Norris is right behind them, not Weber, I do apologise. Let's see if Norris can get the pair of them for P11 and then try and get on after, what's his name? Devon Butler. Oh, that was a bit naughty, but on Kimi's part. Trying to get on the inside of Grosjean, but no, Grosjean maintains as Giovinazzi and Albon continue, but they've got Kvyat right behind them. You watch Daddy Kvyat. Gonna go to the outside of them all. Inside of them all, even. He's gonna go one way, then the other. He's gonna find you, and he'll get you. Well, that's what his intentions will be. But first Albon will get past Giovinazzi. Not quite, not yet. Into Mercedes corner. They'll still go side by side. Giovinazzi wants that position. He's going to hold that position as well. Or is he? Albon and Giovinazzi are going to continue this down to the stadium section. They may continue it in the stadium section if they're not careful. And they are going to continue it in the stadium section. And finally, I think Giovinazzi's going to get his man and move him back into P17. No, he's not. There you go. They continued it for a bit, but in the end, everyone has to give up a position every now and then, don't they? So we are lap 14, coming up for, well, we've got 4 laps to go here in the German Grand Prix. And right now, I would say it's looking pretty good. We're going to get another podium as Devon Butler and Nico Hülkenberg continue this fight for P9. And Butler, I think, is going to get his man. But Grosjean's continuing this fight with Raikkonen and Norris. Raikkonen was nowhere there. I don't know what he was playing at. Oh, he's round the outside, and now Norris is going to go up the inside. Grosjean don't want to give this up. He might have to. He's got him. So, oh no, Norris is... look at the traction that McLaren's got. Grosjean loses 2 positions out of nowhere as these 3 knuckleheads continue the fight to see who's going to be last. Giovinazzi, Albon and Kvyat. They're all over the place here. They need to get themselves sorted and get themselves sorted out pretty quick, because if they don't, they're all going to end up in a heap of trouble. as Leclerc's now being lined up for a pass by the man Gasly for P7. And I think this is going to be a job done, easy pass as you like. If it's not, I want to know why. Because no way in hell should he even be getting there. The ICE is starting to get a bit worn on our car as Leclerc and Gasly continue this fight. And it is a fight, folks. It's a proper grade A, no holds barred grudge fest. First come, first serve. Whoever wants some, come get some. Oh, as Raikkonen, I think this is Raikkonen, Norris and Grosjean. Free wide down into the hairpin, folks. I think Norris is going to get them both. He caught them both napping. Haha, that's what you get, Brits. Now go after Devon Butler, the smug British cunt. As these three knuckleheads continue, Giovinazzi, Albon and Kvyat. And they're still all over the place, folks. They're catching George Russell here. George must have a problem here. George might end up last. But Albon's going to go around the outside of Giovinazzi. He's not going to get there. And that all maintains how they were. We're on lap number 16 here. This has been an epic, epic fight, folks. And I do mean an epic fight. Because everywhere you see, there's fights happening all over the track. Whew, it's one of those that you can't catch your breath at a moment's notice. Because if you do, something else is going to be happening. As it looks like they're going to continue this, as I think that Giovinazzi's got past George Russell there for P16. Up ahead, Roman Grosjean and Lando Norris is continuing for P11. And it looks like Grosjean's going to get past Norris. Norris will continue the fight somewhat. But that fight is long over, that is long gone. And that is long everything else as well. You may as well stick it in your sat-nav and stay there, because that's not going to work. But we're coming around the final corner. We're going to be coming to start the last lap. It's one to go at the line, folks. And Sebastian Vettel, barring what happened in Britain, which we don't want to talk about or laugh about too much, he's going to win his home Grand Prix ahead of Lewis Hamilton. Maybe that's how it should have finished at the British Grand Prix, but we'll never know, thanks to a certain retirement for the four-time German champion of the world, as Gasly throws one down the inside of Leclerc. This is not over here, and Hülkenberg's in close attendance as well. This might be free wide for P7. Hülkenberg is getting some traction here. They are going to be free wide down into the hairpin. 4 wide almost, with Devon Butler getting involved. That's crazy. That's nuts. And that's going to get sorted out one way or the other. And it is finally sorted out between the 4 of them. Phew! Jesus crikey, lads. What are you doing to me? You'll give me a heart attack as Russell loses out to Danny Kvyat for P17. He might lose out to Alex Albon eventually. But he's going to hold on for the moment as Lando Norris and Roman Grosjean continue for P11. And this fight seems like it's been going on all race. It probably has been going on all race. Whoever knew that? They were obviously an absolute genius. Lando getting past Roman Grosjean, but coming through to win the race in front of the Germans. The British were going nuts for Hamilton in the last race. It's the Germans going nuts this time. Sebastian Vettel wins the German Grand Prix from Lewis Hamilton. And somewhere around there, we'll be there in a minute. We're just going through the stadium section. It is going to be all German on the podium, with the 2 Mercedes engines joining the German himself. Out of the last corner, it's another podium. Oh yes, to the wall. P3, we've earned that one, folks.
Good job, you did really well. Super driving.
Oh, we are just on a roll with this car. On a roll.
Great effort there from Ferrari to take the victory today. Tell me, Ant, how did they manage to achieve this win?
I think that smart tyre management on track and very smooth driving definitely assisted in their victory today. That combination meant they got the absolute maximum out of their tyres at all times.
Here come our winners now. A thrilling race and a tremendous effort by Ferrari. Their history is well known, so it's no surprise to fans the world over to see them come out on top once again. Let's have a look then at the drivers' standings. It's a great result for Lewis Hamilton, who moves further ahead at the top of the table. Let's focus on the driver of the day, Anthony Davidson. Who do you pick?
Well, often my go-to would be a driver who's managed to pull off an impressive feat during the race. However, in this instance, I was more impressed by Nico Hülkenberg's clean driving throughout the event.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. No change in the top spot, but with today's points, their hold on the lead is getting weaker. I'm equal parts exhausted and elated with this weekend of Formula One. Be sure to join us for the next one.
Crofty's exhausted. How do you think I feel? There's loads of action happening and I'm having to commentate on it all. Jesus Christy. But Sebastian Vettel, the class of the field, led from start to finish. He picks up fastest lap as well. It's a clean sweep for the German. Lewis Hamilton second. Look at this. It's a 3-4 for Racing Point. Myself bringing home Sergio. Max Verstappen. Valtteri Bottas finished 6th. Good. Excuse me. Gasly, Leclerc, Hülkenberg in his home race P9 and Devon Butler rounded out the top 10. I think they can all be absolutely proud of themselves. And then one DNF when Ricciardo got assassinated by Roman Grosjean. Oh, that was brilliant just to see that. Oh, let's go see Claire then.
Good day today. Let's have your take on it.
It was good. That was our take.
Some excellent overtaking moves from your former team.
I'm not sure who they're on about here. It might be on about Lucas. But, you know, Lucas did well. So we'll go with the bottom mans here. Give ourselves a bit of a rep.
Did you struggle to get through all that?
Did I? Fuck. Did I? Hell, this car has got some behind it. Give the nod to the power department.
Another podium. You must be getting used to it.
I think so now, yeah. Maybe Devon Butler should try coming up here at some point. It's that power unit, man. It's all about the power unit.
Would you say that your rival is still on
and this is obviously to do with Sergio losing the battle there for the second time. But we're not going to badmouth Sergio. We'll give him some respect.
Appreciate your time.
Appreciate your time too. And as you can see there, we do beat Sergio Perez in the rivalry. Thank you very much. We'll take that 250 points off you. If you don't mind me saying so, Mr. Perez. In fact, no, we already took it for qualifying. I do apologise. So, that's another job done in the back pocket. No one's going to give me any thanks for it. Oh, we got some press interviews here from Emma. So, some wax taken by me. So, yeah, that's doing. He's bigging me up there, and does he wish I was up there? Yeah. He wishes that he was up here with me, and I wish Lucas was up here with me too, because he's a fine driver. Devon Butler weren't far apart. Yeah, no one cares about Devon Butler, and he's thrilled that he gained a lot of positions during the race, and I'd be thrilled as well. There's no points, but yeah. Oh, here he comes, Mr. Smugface. Oh, he thinks he's better than me. He thinks he's better than me, doesn't he? Close finish with Hülkenberg. Yeah, Hülkenberg had your number, you dipshit. So, shut up. Very quickly as well. Right, let's see if we can get any R&D going. We did get the 2 chassis upgrades that we're on about. Oh, we can't quite get that one for Hung. Oh, I would love to have got that one. Actually, though, we can buy it for the next race. And we can't develop that. Can't do anything with the aero either. So, hey! That electrical system durability upgrade. Why not? Buy it. No, buy it. Okay. Going to save 812 resource points for the Hungarian Grand Prix. That's a good idea, that. I like that. Excuse me. Said nobody in particular. You can see that we've had to take the new energy store on the control electronics for the race. But that ICE, man, that's starting to wear. And there is the championship. Sebastian taking third back from us. But that, folks, is going to do it. Thank you for watching. Honestly, I cannot thank anyone enough for the support my series is getting. We're a small channel. I want to be fighting with the big boys. We will get there one day. We don't know when it is. We like to take our time. But, you know, I honestly cannot thank everyone for the continued support. So let's see if we can get 10 likes out of this video. It'd mean the world if we could. And until next time, you can subscribe for more daily F1 2019, NASCAR Heat 3, Snooker 19, WRC 7, as well as other career modes that are available throughout the channel, and other walkthroughs as well on the live streams. And until we meet at the Hungarian Grand Prix, all it leaves me to say is thank you all very much, and we will see you all next time. Ta-ta for now.